I the asshole for threatening to file a restraining order against my parents? My 22M parents are nut jobs. I have two siblings, Diana, 19F, and Luke, 8M. My parents are 50M and 45F. My parents heavily favored my brother and I over our sister. Luke and I were showered in pocket money, gifts, etc., while Diana was expected to get a job as soon as it was legal for her to do so. They claimed they wanted to raise her to be strong and independent, but both of them have said they wish they had 3 sons because girls join their husbands' families and leave their parents behind, so having them isn't worthwhile. My mother's pregnancy with Diana was also very difficult, and the damage that it caused meant that she had many miscarriages while trying to have Luke, all of which were blamed on Diana. Yes, I did stand up for Diana as much as I could, but until I moved out to college at 17. I tried to get other family members involved, but my parents are amazing at pretending they're not evil. As soon as Diana turned 18 in July 2021, she moved out, like on the evening of her 18th birthday, and I was receiving calls from my parents asking if I knew where she was because she had disappeared. She had moved in with her friend Savannah's family, and a few months later she started dating Savannah's older brother Michael in November of 2021. He is 25 now. She moved in with him in February of 2022. Savannah's family adore my sister, and they were really happy that she was dating their son. And I know nothing was going on before Diana was 18 because Michael lived abroad until September of 2021. Parents disowned Diana in August 2021 when it became clear she wasn't moving back in with them, and they haven't asked me about her either. Now they're constantly harassing me to get back in contact with her because they found out she gave birth to her daughter at the beginning of this month. I didn't speak to them much after Diana moved out because they make me sick, but I still wanted to keep in touch with Luke. But the harassment has gotten relentless. They are demanding that I get Diana to speak with them because they have a right to know their granddaughter. They showed it to my job and home, which scared me as I live with my boyfriend, and my family don't know that I'm into men. I don't know if they're homophobic, but their behavior scares me nonetheless. That prompted me to look into getting a restraining order, and I think it'll be possible to get one against them. Yesterday they showed up at my home again, and I answered the door and told them very plainly that they weren't owed access to Diana's child, and that I was going to get a restraining order against them if they don't stop harassing me. My grandmother called me that evening to tell me how heartless I was because I was denying them access to 2/3 of their children, myself and Diana. She said that threatening to sever family relationship wasn't the way, and I was being a horrible person for not allowing them the option to reconcile with Diana. My grandmother is a very sensible person, so now I'm starting to feel like I've gone too far. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for shutting down my M26 wife, F22's plans down to be a stay-at-home mom? Hello Reddit. My wife and I have been married for almost 3 years, and together 4. This is a throwaway account. Towards the beginning of our relationship, she was in nursing school, and I supported her the whole time. I had an aviation trade job that was over an hour away from our apartment at the time, but fast forward to about a year ago, a couple years ago, in 2021, we have been married for about a year. She recently graduated from nursing school and started working in her field. At this time, she did not want to contribute to any of the bills and did not. I told her that at that point, she could save so she could go halfway on buying a house. I've now bought the house, and at this time, we make nearly the same from our jobs. She makes $80K a year, and I make about $85K a year. Our monthly expenses comes out to just over $2.5K. I take care of pretty much all of this, except for the $600 contributed by my wife. She does not have financial responsibilities besides her car payment, which is less than $200. She's able to save over $900 a month. I can save nowhere near this amount. I told her multiple times that she needed to contribute more towards bills, 50-50. She keeps saying that a woman should not have to contribute that much. A few months ago, she told me that she wanted us to try for a baby. We discussed it more, and she expressed that she does not want us to work after having a baby. I pushed back with the fact that I pay for about 75% of our expenses. Now, throwing the expense of a child and the other 25% is a recipe for disaster. Am I the asshole? I have asked for telling my mom that no one is touching my baby if they've been smoking. I'm 36 weeks pregnant and due sometime at the end of May/early June. My mom has, in general, been very understanding of me and my pregnancy until today. Basically, my partner and I recently had a conversation about smokers in our close family and how we'll deal with their smoking and the baby. My partner has decided that he doesn't want to allow anyone who's smoked on a specific day to handle our baby unless they've washed themselves and changed or wear something over the clothes that they've smoked in when handling our baby. This is because we've read about third-hand smoke, which is something that lingers in the air and environment and bodies and clothes of someone who has smoked, and this third-hand smoke can be especially dangerous to babies. He says that in the first few months/weeks of our baby being born, it's imperative we are as careful as possible with her and establish boundaries with our family members about what we're okay with. I fully agree with him on this. My father and my partner's mom are chain smokers, and the decision was that I convey our ruling with regards to smoking to my family, and my partner does the same for his family. My parents are due to fly to the UK, where I'm based, a couple of weeks after my due date to spend 2 weeks with me, my partner, and baby, and so I wanted to speak to my mom today about approaching the topic of smoking with my dad. I understand it's a quite sensitive topic, and it was important to tread lightly, hence my reaching out to mom first to figure out how I communicate the message to my father. From the moment my mom picked up the phone, she said she didn't want for all of me about the issue as it made her angry, and she felt my partner and I were being too fussy and difficult, and that if we brought up our ruling regarding smoking to my dad, that he would not come to visit our baby anymore. She went on saying that her and my dad would only be here with us for 2 weeks, and I shouldn't be so strict and have rules. I was getting quite frustrated that she was being quite aggressive and defensive over the call, so I hung up on her. I tried to message her sometime later to tell her that how she made me feel, and also a bit of insight into why we want to establish these rules around smoking, and she retaliated, telling me that I too made her feel like shit and that I'm being overly protective of my baby. I'm really at a loss here. I obviously want my parents around to meet my baby, and I haven't seen them once since October last year. As well as I do miss them, and this is their first grandchild, so it's a special moment, but it's now turning into a quite dramatic and ugly situation. So, am I the asshole for trying to address the topic of establishing boundary relating to smoking and my baby with my mom?
Video. I hope you guys enjoyed all that. I was going for like a Lola from Shark Tale moment. Also, I just found out it's Shark Tale and not Shark Tales. All like my whole life. It's not perfect, but I like it. I think I especially like the lips. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope it inspires you to make beautiful art with your face. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when I post, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!